Hi guys, my name is Trevor Owsley, teaching that there is another way through life, and it's called Be-ism. Today I want to be talking about don't give up your job just yet. The importance of what I've just said there is that when your soul starts to awaken, it doesn't believe in your job anymore. It wants you to move away from your job. Now, I did that. I moved away from my job, and trust me, for 12 years I was out of work, which was quite impossible really, considering I did hair, makeup and photography. How can a person with that caliber actually be out of work? But it happened. But then again, I got Be-ism. I got something completely different. So when I look at it now, it's been worth it. I have many people come through to me and they say, I want to give up my job. And I say to them, but what do you want to do? I just want to do something spiritual. Stop, I say. Spiritual is not about doing. Spiritual is about being. So the one thing that I want to say to you is this is how I did it. When I used to be in a job and there was that moment that I thought I don't like this job anymore, something just didn't feel right, because your body will always tell you straight away something isn't right. And so therefore you get the ump. And so therefore every day you're going into work, you don't want to be there, and you drive yourself crazy. I say it like this. When that used to happen to me, I used to say to the body, okay, I get what you're saying. I understand. But at the time, it's not yet to come. So I would just listen to the body. The body would tell me it was time to move on. And I say, okay. But in the process of that, I was not going to drive myself crazy. I was not going to drive myself mental. And so therefore, I used to wait until the opportunity came, or the moment came, when I could make sure that I was leaving that job for the right reason and not just because of a feeling. It kind of works like this. If you really don't like your job and you're there for 8 hours a day, it's not that you don't like your job. You don't like who you are at the job. So if you get up and you go to work and you spend 8 hours not liking the job, you're wasting 8 hours of your life. So I used to say it like this. I know I don't like my job. I know change is coming, but I'm not going to keep on. I'm not going to hate myself while I'm doing this job. I shall still be me. I shall still be happy. I shall still be happy doing the things that I do, knowing full well that my soul is telling me that change is coming. And I used to sit back and I used to wait. And that's how I moved forward. There was a time for me though, when I used to say, do you know what? I've had enough of this job. Bang, I'm out of there. It felt good, I must admit. But then I find myself in a very strange place. It's like, what do I do now? Every time I was trying to get back into the profession that I once loved, a great relationship I had with my career, something was stopping me from that happening. I was lucky, maybe I was unlucky. I don't ask you to sort of give up your job and move towards understanding what spirit is all about. But what does it teach you? It teaches you about fear. Understanding fear is a very important thing when it becomes the spirit of. The spirit doesn't have any fear. The spirit actually isn't even interested in your job or how much money you earn. The only thing that it is interested in is getting back home in the condition that it came here with. Tough one, I know. But how about this? The spirit, you, were quite pure. Then when you came out of your mother, that's when it all kind of went wrong. That's when you stepped into this planet and understood what emotions were all about, the experience was all about. And so therefore you went through life, not knowing that you were a spirit. Spirit then comes to you, taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, have you forgotten something? Because stop for a moment. Inside of you, as there is in me, there was a feeling. There was a feeling that's got the same feeling like you've forgotten your keys. Or that question that says, did I leave the gas on? Did I leave the lights on? Well, I'm not quite sure now. Do you know the feeling? Forget the experience, but go with the feeling. In each of us is a feeling that's telling us we have forgotten something. We have forgotten who we are, that's for sure. We have forgotten to express the greatness of life. We have forgotten that we came here for a real good reason, and that's to be part of humanity. We're going to be in the history books. Everyone that's doing a YouTube, everyone that's on Facebook, it's all being documented. So the interesting fact about it is that your life is really important. So your job is keeping a roof over your head. Be wise about this. I have many people that come through to me on a creative level. There's many creative beings out there, and to me, I don't think there's anything greater than that. To be an artist, or to be a singer, or to do something with your hands is an amazing ability. It's God's gift to you. And so therefore, we live in the material world, and what do? We put our creative gifts to one side. We lose passion, we lose energy, we lose that fun aspect, that exciting aspect of creativity. I spoke to somebody the other day, full in on creativity, but worked in IT. She wanted to leave IT to follow her creative passion. So I said, stop right there for a moment. What is creativity? Every day you are creating something. I am a walking, talking, creative work of art. Think about it. Everything I do is creative. If I move one object, if I move this object from there to there, that's creative. Now, why does that sound so important? Because one day I will not be able to move this from there to there because I won't exist. So everything I do has creative value, creative vision. I said to this being, creativity is not in doing things. I said, be very careful of the way that your mind is going to trick you to be giving you this great picture that this is how you're going to feel if you could just get this point in your life where you are being creative. I said, I've been there. Many times my mind tricked me and said, oh, that's a very good idea. But when I got to that point, it then got to the point where it was not a good idea. So be very careful when it comes down to creativity, and be very careful about giving up your job. To understand the job that you're doing, as I say, yes, it's material. Yes, it's not fulfilling. But the interesting thing is that you lost your personality. That is not determined by a job. Your spirit is not determined by a job. Nothing is determined by a job. The only thing that is worth giving 100% to in a job is transformation. When you can transform yourself to understand that what you're doing at any given moment in time can only be adjusted by your reactions. So therefore, if you really hate your job, you hate yourself. And if you hate yourself, do you know what? You have no energy. So this is what I want you to do. Still do your job for now, unless you've got another job to go to. But remember this, you choose your job. So what job are you going to choose? It's just a job. It gets you through life. It pays the bills. But you're fed up with doing a job that just pays the bills. You're looking for something that really feels good. Your inner world working with the outer world. And this is the biggest problem with a lot of people that are transforming. They're changing from the material world and they're going into the spiritual world. That is two different worlds. If you're going to go into the spirit world, then go join an ashram. Go become a Buddhist. Go and sit in a temple. See what I'm saying? It's the inner world working with the outer world. But how about if you could be a very, very spiritual being, but you could still lay bricks, put a roof on a house, dig a garden, clean out the dustbins, whatever the job may be. Spirituality is a state of mind. It's a state of understanding that you are doing something in the material world without anybody ever knowing that you have a spiritual value about yourself. For me, as a creative being, I used to do hair and makeup. To me, that was the greatest gift in the world. It was a great job. But now I've got Be-ism. Now I know the gift of spirit. Now I know how to perform miracles of healing. When I look back at hair and makeup, it's Barbie doll stuff. And I cried to get back into that business. I loved that business. I so wanted to go back. And Spirit used to say to me, "Are you mad? That's not actually creativity. Creativity is when you're here to be of a benefit, to create something that you would never have dreamed of." If you ask Spirit and you ask your soul, as a creative being, what could you create if you was fully awake? What could you create if you understood the power and the gift of being a beamy being? Which means your body, your mind and your experience is working as a whole, as a one authentic self. What could you create? And I say it like this. If you're an artist and you're amazing at painting, or you're amazing at drawing, what could you really draw? What could you really paint? Is it going to be a picture of a dog? Is it going to be a picture of a field? Or is there something more that you would like to create? All artwork comes with energy, and all artwork can be read. When an artist comes through to me, I say to that being, "Show me some of your artwork." And through seeing that artwork, I can completely understand who that being is. I can understand their whole chakra system. I can understand what they see, what they feel, what they've gone through. Why? Because it's all represented by colour. Life is colour. When you look at an artist, a blank canvas, how do we work that canvas? We have highlights, we have midtones, and we have dark shades. Mix these three together, it gives a push and a pull technique that brings that image to life. Be-ism is that. Be-ism, when you understand your soul and your spirit and your mind and your emotions, they are the many layers that creates a new canvas to who you are. It has high points, it has mid-tone points, then of course it has very low points, dark, mid-tone and light. But we need that. Everyone believes that they should just be in the light. But the interesting fact about it is, it's good to also be in the dark. Because a lot of creativity comes from being in the dark. Being in the dark, you can add some midtones. Once you understand the midtones, then you can add the highlights. And so therefore, your blank canvas, all of a sudden, it's got a 3D effect. You're bringing something to life. This is Be-me. When you understand, you have a body, and you have a mind, and you have an experience. There's your dark, medium, and light. That's when you start to be able to understand life. And you start to understand yourself in life. And that's the importance of being a very creative being. So if you want to give up your job, don't give it up just yet. Be creative in that job. Know that you've got 8 hours with yourself, and that within that 8 hours, you're not going to destroy yourself. Say it once, I'm going to give up this job. Let the body release the tension. and then just wait. Wait for that opportunity. If not, do the legwork to find out what job you want to move into. And the interesting fact about that is that there is always a timing. So be patient. The body has always reminded you that there is going to be a change. Honor that change. Wait for that change. The experience is yet to come, but in the process, I shall still love who I am. Make sense? Try it. You've got 8 hours per day to get it right. My name is Trevor Owsley. If you want to know more about what I teach, then go to Facebook, Trevor Owsley, teaching Be-ism. See you there.